and see you there. Well, welcome. I guess since I'm talking to you guys today, I will tell you a little bit about Christianity in Rome as I've experienced it and seen it in my time here. Obviously, I'm no supreme source, but this is just my observation and inference and experience with what I've seen here. But first, I gotta buy my groceries for tonight. This is St. Peter's Basilica, and behind me is St. Peter's Church. This is basically the center of Catholicism, and it's a huge landmark for Italy and Rome, as Rome is mostly Catholic, and that is what the majority of the Christian landscape looks like, is Catholicism. There are icons of the Virgin Mary and Jesus, and other popular icons everywhere in Rome. This is just on the street by the Vatican Wall, but oftentimes they're on street corners, on people's houses. Some people have devotions to these icons. Other people use them as reminders to pray. They have different meanings to different people, but they're especially meaningful to the locals who have great tradition behind these icons. Another aspect of Christianity here in Rome is the absurd amount of nuns and priests that are walking around everywhere. So we'll see if we can find some. We are coming up on a Franciscan friar, I believe. Right there. One reason why nuns and priests might visit is because this is a great spot for pilgrimages. There's a priest right there who just walked by. But Peter and Paul were both martyred here in Rome, so visiting the places where they were martyred and their tombs and things that they were associated with is a main reason to come. Another reason is because a lot of orders are based in Rome. For instance, the Dominican order of nuns and priests have their headquarters here, and it's also where St. Thomas Aquinas lived. So it's another reason to visit, is to see their heritage. Obviously, there's more to Christianity in Rome than nuns and priests and statues. There are millions of people that come and visit every year, and many of them are Catholic or just Christian. The St. Peter's Basilica has Mass 6 times a day. It's always pretty full, especially in tourist season. And on Sundays, I think they have it something like 9 times a day. There are churches on basically every corner that also hold Mass at least once a day. And a lot of the major basilicas here are like museums, because they hold artifacts and tombs of famous saints and famous Italian artists, stuff like that. Pope John Paul II saw this as somewhat of a problem, because people who came here on religious pilgrimages seemed to be entering into museums when they wanted to enter into times of prayer. So what he did is mandated that, sorry, I'm crossing a street, every major basilica have a private place to pray. So whenever you enter in any of them, there'll be a room with a guard that asks everyone before they go in, are you coming in here to pray, or no photographs. And that helps keep the religiosity into these pilgrimages and not just make it a tour like any other tour. There are lots and lots of churches in Rome. There's one there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and a couple over there. A huge way that Christianity is practiced here is through Mass and other Sunday services. Mass at St. Peter's is so peaceful, despite hundreds of people that are in there. They close off the uppermost portion of the church, so you can't even hear the visitors in the back. And even though the Mass is in Italian, the order of the Mass is the same as always, and I can follow on the readings because I have a English missal. And then when I don't know what's going on, I can look around because there's so much theology reflected in the artwork in the church. So there's always something to be had out of it, even though there is a language barrier. There's also a special English Mass that's offered on Sundays in a church that's near St. Peter's, and the one that's in English has a huge array of people, and the nuns there are exceptionally nice, and so are the priests. I keep running into this one priest who I met there once, and he remembered everything I told him the first time I met him, which was a month ago. And it's great having those kinds of friends and those connections that are made so easily, because you kind of realize as an English-speaking person here that you want friends who speak your language and who can be some sort of resource for you. Some non-Catholic churches have sister churches or partner churches that are based in Rome. For instance, one of my roommate's churches that she goes to back in Florida has a sister church here that she goes to. One thing that surprised me about the Christianity here is how you do have to seek it out for yourself. I thought that with all the pilgrims here, with everything that Rome has to offer, that it would easily be accessible. And it is once you know who to talk to, but it was definitely something that I had to find. They're not just handing out tickets to go to this or that, and you do have to reserve a spot for anything that has to do with the Pope because Pope Francis is so popular. Something I really like about Christianity here is how deep you can take it if you really want to. The people who I've met here who want to talk about theology, or the theology that I'm learning in my classes from Providence College, are very intellectual, and everyone is open for debate.